Hi, it's Vicki with My Paper Connection, and welcome to my Facebook Live. I have been doing these once a week on Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, and I hope you'll continue to join me. Tonight, I am going to be featuring the Love of Leaves stamp set. This is such a really great stamp set, and you can create such beautiful things with all of these gorgeous leaves that are in it. But before I do, I wanted to just share a really quick scripture with you, and that is Mark 12:30 through 31. You know, I like to start with something inspirational. And it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this, love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. And the thing that I wanted to bring out to you in this is that you can't love your neighbor as yourself if you don't love yourself. This will be my third time. And hopefully the internet will stick with me this time. I'm going to give it just a second to see if anybody hops on again. I am so sorry. The internet is a wonderful thing when it works. Well, I'm going to pick up where I left off, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And hopefully people will pop back on and we'll be able to get this thing finished. So I cut pieces that were 1.5 by 1.5. And I am trying to place them equally and create a square here. Okay. I don't know where you guys are, but the weather has been really yucky here today. It's been overcast and cloudy, and it's rained a few times. And I think we have a front that's coming in from somewhere. I'm not sure. I'm in Georgia. And of course, anytime anything is out in the Gulf Coast or even on the East Coast, we usually get something from it. I'm using papers from the Plaid Tidings, and I can't tell if it's, I think it might be a little bit wonky. Thank goodness for Tombow glue. And you know what? I'm determined that all of those weird issues that I was having with my internet is not going to rattle me. I am determined. I'm not going to let it rattle me. Hey, Dorothy, welcome back, and thank you for your perseverance. 3 times, hopefully 3 times is a charm, right? I hope so. Crazy internet. It did it on my Wi-Fi and my home, or on my Wi-Fi at home and my internet on my phone. So I'm really not sure what was happening. Thank you. I love this paper. Do you have the paper, Dorothy? Because it is fantastic, all of these different plaids. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, I had myself a basket, and I had, oh, here it is. Here's what I was going to do. I had myself so organized, and then I got a little bit flustered, just a little bit flustered when I lost the internet 3 times. But I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm recovering. Alrighty. So I'm going to use this ribbon here, and I'm going to cut it off because I just frayed it a little bit. But as I said, I am not going to get ruffled. I am going to be at peace tonight. All right, so this is the embroidered ribbon, and I'm just going to bring it around the back here. And I'm going to bring it, let me see, I think I need to go down just a little bit. And I'm going to try to be mindful of where I have my cards at tonight while I'm, that's a little bit farther down than I wanted. Where I had it might have been the right place. Hi, Kim. Yep, I need to go up a little bit. Okay. Where I had it was the perfect place. Go figure. So, anyway, this is the embroidered ribbon. This style, this card style is really close to what we're doing for the card challenge for my Spunky Stampers. And I mean, I think it kind of is the same thing. And I love that challenge, that particular card sketch. I'm enjoying the card sketches because sometimes you get where you get on a little bit of a creative lull and you don't really know what to do. And this really helps a lot. the card sketches do. It kind of gives you an idea, especially when you see what somebody else did with it, and see how others go outside of the box with it. Stamping has really helped me to push myself to get outside of the box. I'm a very literal person, and I can tend to really pigeonhole myself. And so using the card sketches and things like that have really helped me to expand and to not be stuck. All right, I'm using cinnamon cider. And my stamp set tonight, in case you haven't heard the 3 times that I've said, even though I got cut off 3 times, or 2 times, I guess, I'm using the Love of Leaves. Oop, that's crooked. I might have it on the block crooked. I can't tell. I'm using the Love of Leaves stamp set, and it's a beautiful stamp set. And let me see, do I want to put anything? No, I think I'm good with that. I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals on it. I don't usually use this much negative space on it. And what I'm going to do is, I should have really put some on the sides. I'm putting it on top of ribbon, and it really needs to have a little bit more security so that it sticks to the card and not just the ribbon. So I'm going to put this right, let me see, let me make sure, right in here. And I can't tell if I'm even or cattywampus. Hopefully I'm even. And then I'm just going to glue this and put this leaf. I cut all these ahead of time. There are some gorgeous, gorgeous die cuts for leaves in this stamp set. If you haven't seen it at work, gorgeous, gorgeous leaves. Okay, I could probably use some embellishments on it, and I may put some embellishments on it, but I kind of like it just the way it is without any sparkly. I kind of like the crumb cake and that embroidered ribbon and the plaid. That's a pretty, pretty card. I like that. So that's my first offering for you tonight. Is it too bright? I'm trying to make sure you can see, but I wasn't sure if it'd be too bright or not. Okay, let me clean that up. All right, so for my next card, and I will put that to the side. All right. I planned ahead and did a lot of things ahead of time so that I wouldn't have to feel crazy and frantic. So, all right. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock. Again, I don't know where my bone folder is, and I'm not going to fret it. I'm just going to roll with the flow. So I'm using my block instead. I have 2 pieces of Whisper White, and one of them is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and one is for the inside. All right, so I'm going to use more plaid. Isn't it pretty? Hi, Melinda. I love this Plaid Tidings. Yes, that's the name of it. And look how pretty that is on the back side. All right, so I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock side. I'm just going to put this onto my Whisper White that's just a little bit larger. Only about 1/8 larger, I think. And then I'm going to bring in this piece, which I've done all the die cuts ahead of time to save time. And I'll just go ahead and show you. These are some of the neatest die cuts. Hold on one second. Look at these. They're awesome. You can stamp it and cut it out with just the outside one, or you can do the inside, which has, see the stitching that's involved? I love this stitching. It's pretty on cardstock, and it's pretty on designer series paper as well. And what I did is I just kind of positioned them in place, and then I just put a little piece of washi pretty soon with that one, and then post it on my blog. But I didn't have time to play with that too much tonight. So anyway, I'm going to use dimensionals, and I'm going to pop this up. So everybody having a good night. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. after losing you guys 3 times or 2 times, I can't remember. I was not sure if I was going to be doing this by myself tonight, but it's okay. Even if I did, I know there's people that do the replay. So this is really good practice for me to not let myself get ruffled. Because you guys know, when I first started doing this, I would get really ruffled when things didn't go right. So I'm hanging in there. I'm staying strong. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I don't like it when things don't go right. Hi, Renee. Yes, Kim, I love these stitches too. They're so pretty. And this paper, oh my gosh, this paper. I love plaid, and I tell you, I went to Scotland about 4 years ago, I guess it was. My husband and I went with our son. And Ancestry.com, I'm not going to do the DNA thing, but Ancestry.com says that my ancestors are from Scotland. And I could believe it, because when I got there, I just felt like I was at home. I didn't do this completely even, so hold on. I can't not do it even. Anyway, the plaids and everything about it, I absolutely loved it. Okay, I'm going to point something out to you real quick. These leaves, if you'll notice, the stem kind of goes this way on this one, and it goes this way on that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the stem kind of a little bit in there, and I'm only going to put a dimensional on one side of it, and that way it will kind of hang off of it a little bit, like it's resting, but yet you can see the shadow from that. Does that make sense? And I'm doing the opposite because I don't want it to fit perfectly in there. Whoops, I just put it on the wrong side. So you have to be careful of that. Okay, so just stick it just about like that. So it's just hanging on in there, but it's just kind of cattywampus off just a little bit to the side. Now before I do it again, I'm going to check and make sure. I need to put it right here. Okay. All right. There we go. And then this one, look how pretty that is with the stitching. Love it. I think I'm going to go this direction with it. So I had so much fun cutting these things out and just playing with them. I finally got around to playing with them yesterday. I was like, ooh, this is going to be fun. I love this set. Okay, so that's kind of the look I have, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and put it on right here. Okay. Thank you, Renee. I kind of liked that idea too. And I like the idea of popping it up so you could kind of get that, I don't know, like a canal. It's not really a canal, but the indentation of it. What's the word I'm looking for that I'm not finding at the moment, ladies? Can't think of it. Okay, then I'm going to take a little piece here and bring in my stamp with my pretty peacock. And I'm just going to stamp thank you. And I got it all over my block, but that's okay. Ooh, that was yucky. All right, let's try it again. Perfect. All right, let me clean that before I get it all over myself. And then I'm going to use the classic label punch. Let me round up those little dimensional things. I'll tell you a funny story. This morning, my dog, I have two Chihuahuas. They're the cutest little white Chihuahuas you've ever seen. So, so cute. But one of them decided that she was going to go outside. She's white, mind you. She decided she wanted to be a ginger. And in Georgia, we have red clay. So she got out and wallowed all in red clay this morning and came back in red and had clumps of clay on her. Oh my gosh, I could have just wrung her little neck. And she came in and she looked pitiful. She knew she had done wrong. And it was funny though, because when she came in, I took a picture of her. There were, let's see, I think I'm gonna put it on this side instead. There was the picture that I took, there were dimensional backings on the floor. It was so funny. I was like, oh gosh, only in a crafter's house, right? I do try to keep my floor clean, but you know, I find these things all over the place. One day I found them in my makeup drawer. How did it get in my makeup drawer? I have no idea. Hold on. Reposition that bad baby. Nope. Get another one. Sometimes they reposition pretty well and sometimes they just don't. Okay. Here we go. So I'm just going to put that right across the top there. And then I'm going to use these pretty things. These are so pretty. And when you, even though they kind of look black, the light really picks up at that iridescent, which is the name of them, iridescent pearls. It really picks up the, almost like a green that's in them. And it's just perfect, I thought, for this. Last year in our catalog, we had pretty peacock colored rhinestones and pretty things like that. And this year we did not, but this is really pretty and I think it really picks that up. Okay, this is a super simple card. I mean, I'm not going to get too foo-foo with it, but look at it. Isn't it pretty? I do like the idea of them kind of falling. Love it. All right, so then I'm just going to take a strip, and you know we all have these little strips of paper left over, right? I just like to put them right here on the side. You don't even have to stamp when you do that. Just put a little strip of paper on the inside. And then just glue it on the inside. Lately, I've been trying to do better about putting the inside in when I create it. Because sometimes when I'm doing the videos, I can get a little bit lazy and just do the outside, especially if I have to do a bunch of videos at one time. So that's pretty. That's pretty. I like that. That's a beautiful card. Okay, next card, and this is my last one, and then I'll show you one of the other ones that I did. This one is a fun one, and I'm going to show you where I got my inspiration from for it. I'm going to be using Pretty Peacock ink and Pear Pizzazz and Pool Party. And this is where I got my inspiration. So last year at my upline Sandra's event, I think it actually might have been this year. It might have been in April. I think it was because this was from the spring mini catalog. Thank you, Renee. A lady gave me this card and I thought it was really pretty and I never did anything with it. I don't know about you guys, but when you make your own cards, it's a little weird to give somebody a card that you didn't make, because then they say, oh, did you make that? It's so pretty. And then you just feel really weird about it. So I hadn't made it, but I kept it and I was inspired to use a stamp set with it. And look what I came up with. I love it. I think it's so pretty and it's so easy to make. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Again, we're using plaid paper. And this time we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the Pretty Peacock again. And I also went ahead and did some of my prep work ahead of time. So again, I'm going to use my Pretty Peacock as the card base. And then again, I'm going to use a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because, as Dorothy likes to say, I love layers. And then I'm going to put my 4 by 5 1/4 Plaid Tidings. And this color is so pretty. And I tease Dorothy about that. I love the fact that she makes fun of me, or she laughs with me about all my layers. And I totally admit I love layers. So anyway, pretty, pretty, pretty. Those colors are just gorgeous. I love pretty much anything blue, but if it has a little tint of green to it, I love it even more because I love green too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here like this. Then this piece right here is, I think it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I ran this through an embossing folder. This is 3 by 4, and now I'm going to get my stamping done. So let me put this out of the way. The first thing that I'm going to do to make this, though, is I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And I think that I shall use, I think I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock. to stamp my sentiment. And I'm just going to do it right up here in the corner. And hopefully it is, oh, yay. It was actually not crooked. Okay, I do need a piece of scrap for this though, because I will stamp off. So hold on one second. Since I'm doing my pretty peacock up in this left-hand corner here, I am going to use, let me think. I'm going to use, I'm going to use this larger one, and I'm going to do it in pretty peacock. And I'm going to stamp it right down. Let me see what it looks like first though. Okay, let me bring that little pad in. Hold on one second. Okay, let's try this again. I may actually want to stamp off one time. What do you think? Should I stamp off or should I do it full ink? What do you guys think? With this paper, I'm kind of thinking I might should do it to stamp off once. What do you think? I think I'm going to do that. Unless I hear from you. Okay. Now go ahead and stamp off. And I'm going to come down here in this corner and stamp the large one. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to come in with this one. And I'm going to use the Pool Party because you know the Pool Party is the color of this one. And so I want to use it. I want to bring that color in, so I'm just going to stamp it right here, and I'm going to go full ink with it, like that. Okay, then I think I will go with full ink with this one right in here. Whoops. I love how we can use the different colors, and you know, we can stamp off and get a different color and gradients of the color. I love that. Okay, I think I might also, let me do this. I'm going to do this one more time and just do it off up here at the top. Okay, perfect. All right, let me close all these so I don't make a mess. Thank you, Kim. I love this color combo together as well. Love it. All right, so now I'm going to bring my little mini trimmer in. Just lay my hands on it. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this at 1 1/4 right here. And I find with this little mini trimmer I have to hold this little blade down. Okay, then I'm going to do this at 1 1/4 right here. Make sure it's lined up with the line. Whoops. And then I'm going to take this one, the larger one, and I'm going to come from the bottom side, and I'm going to do it at about 1 3/8. I don't want it to be the exact same size as the other one. Okay. Now I'm just going to piece it all back together. I did smear my ink a little bit, just a little tiny bit, but I think it'll be okay. All right, so go ahead and put my, really what I should have done though is laid this out first. I don't know about you guys, but the pretty peacock is so beautiful, but it is such a dark color that you really have to kind of give it a little space to make sure that it's dry before you actually play with it. Okay. Go ahead and put it in place. Then you just have to make sure that you are lining up your pieces. Like this. Because you want your designs that you cut in two, you want those pieces to match. And yet you want your borders. That's the trickiest thing about this, is you want your borders to match as well. Okay, there we go. Whoops. I got off kilter there for a second. I wasn't sure what direction I was going in. Okay, and now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this one. Y'all, it's actually getting cool here in Georgia. I don't think that we're supposed to be in the 80s again until a couple weeks from now, or a week or so from now. It's supposed to just be in the 70s, and I'm so excited. So excited about it. I actually have on capris right now instead of shorts. I usually live in shorts. Shorts and flip-flops. I still have on Birkenstocks, but I have capris on because I was a little bit chilly actually, and I love it. I get tired of the hot after a while because it's hot for so long down here. Okay. Oh my goodness, how pretty. All right, so I did get it a little off kilter right in here. I don't know if I can, if the glue's still wet enough that I can shift it just a little bit, but again, it's handmade, not Hallmark. But I love how it turned out. So let me show you. That's the original, and that's the Hawaiian, I can't think of the name of it. And then this is the one I came up with today, and this is the one I did just now. It's such a cool way of doing it. I'll be doing some more of those. I like that. Okay, so I didn't do the inside of it, but here's what I did on the inside of this one. I just kind of stamped the leaves along the side of it, and I could do that, I guess. Let me do it real quick. Pretty peacock, such a pretty color. I actually use it quite a bit. I think I inverted those colors. I went with a little bit different color, but it's okay. It's my card. I can do what I want, right? All right, and I am going to use the stamped off version on this one. Hold on one second. I find when the photopolymers are this large, I really need that little mat up under it to make it work right. I don't want a whole lot of it on there. That's about enough right there. So I'm going to go ahead and close that one since I'm done with it. And then I'll bring this one back in with the Pear Pizzazz. And close that one up. And this one with the Pool Party. So that decorates the inside pretty well. I usually write a good bit on the inside. Not a good bit, but I do more than Love Vicky on the inside of my cards. So I like to leave space to do that. So just having something, a decoration or something on the inside just really perks it up. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let me show you my cards. I made these today off camera, or yesterday actually. And what I did was I was using the plaid paper here, and I went ahead and cut a leaf out of the center of it. And this is one of those where I took, it was 4 inches by 8 inches. Here, see? 4 inches by 8 inches. And I did very vanilla, and I stamped in different places along in here, and then I cut it in half. And that way I could make 2 cards out of the one piece. And this is what I did with it. So I put it on this piece of the plaid on crumb cake, and then I thought it turned out really pretty. I did the same here. I cut out the plaid. For this one, I felt like it needed just a little bit more. And if I'm being honest, I cut out this tall, skinny one because I got ink right there. And I thought it was a great way to cover it up. So I just used the tall, skinny one cut out of this same paper out of the middle of it. And then I did a little piece of the Gilded Autumn paper that has the brown specks, the early espresso specks on the gray granite. And these are some of those little wooden things from the Forever Greenery, I think it is. I haven't used these little plus signs too much, and I really didn't want bling necessarily, but it felt like it needed something. So that's those 2. This is the first one I made tonight. This might be one of my favorites. I really like this one too. And then these 2. So do you love of Leaves yet? I love it. I am really having a lot of fun with it. And I hope you guys had fun. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm pretty sure I'll be going live next Tuesday. I might not be at 7 p.m. because my husband and I will be in Savannah on a little trip, and I may do it a little bit earlier and do a paper pumpkin alternative if I have it before I leave. But I'll let everybody know for sure whether I'll be doing it or not. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me, and let me know if you have any questions. And I appreciate y'all. Bye.